The government shutdown and its effects on federal prison and inmates in federal prison. Hi, I'm Kyle Sandler from Federal Prison Tips, and I was a federal inmate in federal prison during 2 government shutdowns. So there's no need to speculate. I can tell you exactly the impact that the government shutdown will have on inmates in federal prison. For starters, BOP correctional officers and the entire correctional staff are considered essential employees by federal government standards, so they are 100% expected to come to work throughout the government shutdown. Secondly, government shutdowns are not new. The fiscal year for the federal government starts today, October 1st, every single year. And if you go back through Google or through news stories, you'll see there's been about 10 government shutdowns in the last 12 years. What typically happens is after a couple or a few weeks, maybe even a month, Congress will work everything out and everyone will go back to work. And then once the work stoppage is over, federal prison guards and employees will get paid for the time that they worked during the government shutdown as essential employees. Now for the true effects on inmates in federal prison. First things first, despite being civil servants, these are employees that are doing a job and not getting paid for the time being. So there are going to be some staff members that are rightfully upset, especially as we're gearing up for the holidays. And while it's not ideal, shit trickles downhill. So sometimes pissed off people take it out under the wards of their charge. In other words, the inmates in federal prison. Secondly, during the government shutdown, transit may slow down. It won't stop, but it may slow down. And third, non-essential court hearings might be postponed, might not happen, or it might turn into bench rulings. But the courts are still open, the federal prison is still open, and if you're scheduled to self-report during the government shutdown, if you do not self-report, you will be escaped and you will face more charges. Behind me is a story that appeared in USA Today during the 2018 government shutdown that highlighted the fact that we, as inmates in federal prison, were eating Cornish hens for Christmas when the employees weren't getting paid. I'll link it to you if you put the words shutdown in the comments below. And don't forget about today's word of the day. You can find that in our story. At federalprisontips.com, we help the justice impacted navigate the federal prison system from indictment to reentry and everywhere in between. If you or a loved one is in federal prison or facing federal prison, please like, share, and subscribe.